Hello, everybody. Welcome back to my therapy corner. Let's talk research. For myself, part of my master's degree had to be being able to read medical papers. There are similarities between medical texts across all spectrums. The reason I bring this up is because of the CDC's decision to start limiting vaccines. What I feel people don't understand about medical texts is that medical texts have to be both valid and replicable. That is, you have to be able to repeat the test with the same results. As far as from what I've seen, the research that has been done to back up the CDC's current decisions, while they have been valid, meaning that they've used the scientific method, they've gone through all the steps to make it valid, it has not been able to be repeated with the same results. And that's really, really important for any kind of scientific research. So in my field, when we're looking at different therapy, EMDR is a therapy that has had great effects with people who have had PTSD and trauma. That when that research was done for EMDR, they had to do multiple studies showing that EMDR had the same result for the people that it was being used for, and came up with a standard array that this helps people. Translate that to the vaccines that the CDC are looking for. There's been a lot of talk of that vaccines can cause autism. There might be outliers, people that does happen to, and we should be aware of that. There should be more research into that. You have an issue where you kind of throw the baby out with the bathwater, saying, well, we need to throw out a practice or a vaccine or a therapy that helps the majority of people because it has an adverse reaction on this small percentage of the population. And I say there needs to be more research done so that we can identify that small subsection. How can we make sure that this will work for people? And part of the research that's done with that is that let me be able to make sure that this works with you. Same thing for medications. When we're using medications, psychiatrists prescribe medications. There are medications that actually do the opposite of what they're supposed to do for certain portions of the population. And a lot of research goes into making sure, hey, who is at risk for that? And the same thing needs to be done for the vaccines. But you can't be saying because a small subset has a negative reaction to a vaccine that we have to do away with it for the majority of the population. As always, feel free to comment. Let's have a discussion. Stay safe, everybody.